When I started my Airbnb business, I was working 80-hour weeks, constantly putting out fires, barely staying profitable. Then I discovered 5 critical lessons that completely transformed my operation. I went from struggling to thriving, from chaos and burnout to balance. Today, I'm sharing the exact principles that took my Airbnb business from a stressful side hustle to a scalable, profitable business that runs like clockwork, even when I'm not there. These are not theory or concepts you'll find in a textbook, but these are battle-tested lessons I've learned from the trenches, which I wish someone had taught me before I wasted thousands and thousands of pounds and countless hours trying to do it all by myself. So the first principle which I learned was clarity over complexity. So what does clarity over complexity means? It means that in your business, you want to do simple things. So there is an acronym in business which stands for KISS operations. So KISS stands for keep it super simple. So you want to keep everything super simple to avoid complicating your operations. Everything was a mess for me. So I didn't have like systems in place. I didn't have a channel manager or a dynamic pricing tool. So I used to manage my calendars manually myself. I used to go and meet the guests to actually check them in, open the door for them, but everything was just a mess. So I didn't have super simple operations. So right now in all the properties, we've got key locks. So if the guest wants to check in, they can self-check in themselves, putting a code in the key lock, opening it, taking the keys, and they open the door, they enter themselves. Some of the properties have got key code access on the doors. So you enter a key code, which will automatically generate and give you. You enter a key code and it will open for you. So I didn't think about this business like that, but I just thought I was protecting my assets. I need to be there and give the guests the keys for them to actually check in, which wasn't good, because in my mind I thought, yeah, if I meet the guests, I can greet them, say hi, ask them how their day was, their travels were, etc. But that's not your business. Just think about it. Have you ever met like the big supermarket owners, like a Tesco director or Morrison's director at the shop or at the till serving you? And no, you've never. So there was no need, there was no point for me to actually go and meet the guests. I didn't know that, so I didn't keep the operation super simple. So the other principle which I want to talk about is the 80-20 principle, which is the Pareto principle. It means a small fraction of the activities I was doing in the business was actually the things which are driving the revenue, which are actually bringing in the profits. So some of the things I didn't need to do them, but I had to learn that the hard way, to say, gain clarity over complicating the systems. So I discovered the 80-20 principle, and I started on focusing on the 20% of the things which mattered, 20% of the things which really drove the revenue, drove profits into the business. So that's the 80-20 principle, Pareto's principle. The other thing which I want to mention is commonality and modularity. So what I mean by this is commonality is for all your properties. If you're starting off, you've got one property. So just think about like scale even if you furnishing one property. So you don't want to be buying things which are bespoke, which are unique. So in terms of electronics, in terms of gadgets. So for all my properties, all the TVs, believe it or not, are the same. So it means if all the TVs are the same, I can use the same guidebook or same manual for the TVs. So all the properties have got a Ring Door camera. So Ring Door is a company owned by Amazon. It's like a doorbell on the front door. So all the properties have got the same thing. So if one is got low battery or whatever, we can mix and match it. If one is broken, it's commonality. Everything is common. So you want to identify things which are common in each property. So I've spoke about the Ring Door can be common in all your properties. TVs can be common in all your properties. Things like the thermostat. So in all my properties, we've got the same thermostat. We've got the Hive thermostat, which is commonality. I didn't think about this thing, and I was like muddling the waters, muddling everything. But this commonality mindset helped me a lot. Modularity is like things which you can veer and hold, so things which you can take from one property, put in another property, so things which are modular like the beds, etc., like big things which you can veer and hold for each property. So that's communality and modularity. I learned this in my engineering degree, but I am now applying it in my service accommodation Airbnb business. So the next step which I want us to talk about is measure what really matters. So there is a point in business where you are fixed in shiny objects, in like you're fixed in vanity matrix, but you're not actually measuring what matters. You can be measuring like, oh, I've got 10 guests coming this month. So what if you've got 10 guests coming this month? Well, in terms of money, what does it look like? You know, yes, I've got a long booking, but so what if you've got a long booking when they've paid 30%, 40% off? So I wasn't measuring those things which actually matter. I was fixed in the vanity matrix, like just trying to compete with others to see, oh yeah, it was more like an ego boost to say, oh yeah, I've got this. So these are the things which put people off in business. They're not measuring what really matters, but their ego is taking over. The second principle which I want to talk about here is care more about business, not shiny objects. So the first point here is gold tape. So what I mean about gold tape is don't go buy shiny gold tapes and in order to put in your service accommodation if you think you're gonna get booked or anything like that. No, just do the basics. Do the basics of amenities. Do the basics of things which are required. So just because you put a gold tap in your property doesn't mean you're gonna get bookings or it's gonna increase your nightly rate or anything like that. You know, the second thing is IGTs versus busy work. So you don't want to spend your time as a busy fool, but you want to focus on IGTs. What does IGT stands for? So these are income generating tasks. So if any task you are doing as the business owner is not generating you an income, don't do it. So that you outsource it or don't do it at all. For example, like cleaning. So if you're gonna be doing a task for cleaning, no, outsource the task to cleaning to the cleaners. If you're gonna do administration work, no, outsource that task to a VA, a virtual assistant, or your assistant if you've got an office, etc. So you don't want to be doing low value tasks. You want to be doing high value tasks. IGTs, income generating tasks which are going to put money in your pocket. So let's give you an example of the IGTs. So it's like raising finance from preferred professionals or investors, or finding the deals, finding the properties, because these are income generating tasks. These tasks help you grow your business. They're not a low value task, which is like you can pay someone 40, 50 pounds to complete that task for you. Another point of caring more about the business, not the shiny object, is comparisons. Comparisons is a joy stealer. Yeah, you comparing yourself to other hosts, you saying that it will steal your joy. It's a thief, you know, but you just want to stay in your lane, care more about your business, not what other people are doing. So if it's not benefiting your business, leave it. Just don't deal with it. Just focus on your business and grow your business. So let's move on to principle number 3. So principle number 3 is learn every role in the biz, even if you are not doing that role. So know what the cleaners need to do, even if you're not the cleaner of your business, but you want to know the basics the cleaners do, everything which the cleaners do, you need to know it, you need to learn it, but you're not doing it, but you can actually give them the guidance, you can actually tell them how you want your Airbnb, your service accommodation to operate. So learn every role, even if you're not doing it. Yes, learn about photography. Yes, you're not going to be the person coming to take pictures in your business, but have the basic understanding so you can actually tell the photographer this is what exactly you want. But in terms of the technicalities of the camera, etc., they'll know that. But you want to tell them, like, I want like 50 pictures, like wide angle, short angle, so things like that. You just need to learn the basics so you can actually tell someone what you really want, because if you don't, they'll just give you what they think is best for you, but that might not be what's best for you. Yes, you're not an accountant, but know like the profit and loss accounts, know like the money coming in, the money going out, the profit. The accountant will deal with the nitty gritties of the business, but just know the basics. So A lot of people also want to outsource things quite earlier on in their business journey, and they don't understand even the things which like the people they've outsourced to do. So just have the basic knowledge. So one, that will save you time, because someone can be taking double the time to do a task which will take half the time, because you don't know that job role. So you are actually paying more for that because of your ignorance, because of your lack of knowledge. So principle number 4 is company culture does really matter. You know, in this business, you will be working with a lot of people. So you need to have a relationship with your cleaners. You need to have a relationship with your maintenance team. You need to have a relationship with accountants. Obviously, you also need to have a relationship with people you buy stuff from, people you buy supplies from. So the company culture, you need to set, even if you one person in the business, but set yourself a company culture. You've seen big companies like Apple, Amazon, they've got a culture, they've got a vision of the business, they've got a mission for the business, you know, they've got a company statement. Yes, you are one person in the business, but have these things written down, because that will be your North Star, that will be your compass for the business, the direction which you want to take your business, which you want to move. So company culture does matter. Even like holidays, like Easter holidays, Christmas holidays, if your cleaners want a day off or something like that, give them, you know, they deserve it. But obviously make sure you find people to cover as well, because like you don't want to overwork them. You don't want your people who are working with you resent you. So if it's like religious holidays like Ramadan, Eid, just give them a break as well, so they celebrate. But when they come to you, they know like, okay, this person is a good person to work for. We've got a good working relationship. So company culture does matter. It fosters a good working relationship with the contractors and the other people you are working with. The last principle which I learned, the last lesson which I learned on how to run my Airbnb business is hustle then balance. You know, you need to work and find the work-life balance. So in the early stages, you are hustling, you are up and down doing every single thing in the business. But as you scale up, as you grow the business, you want to stabilize, you want to like balance the work and work-life balance, you know, because at the end of the day, you are running a business to give you a certain lifestyle, to give you a certain life which you want, you know, but you don't want your business to work you to the grave. You don't want your business to burn you out. So make sure you find activities or things which take your mind out of the business. Hours like 150, 20,000, 100, whatever, million hours into the business, didn't have a work-life balance, didn't exercise, didn't go gym, didn't do anything. I was so concentrated in the business. But right now, because I've scaled my portfolio to 13 properties, 6 properties which I own by myself, and 7 properties which we lease from landlords on the module of rent to rent. So right now I've got a good income coming in every month from this portfolio, so I can balance my work life, like working in the business, working above the business, and also having like time for my family, time for my kids, because that's the most important thing, you know. That's why we've actually started a business. That's why we're in business. That's why you're watching this video, to learn about the business as well, so you can support your family and your loved ones. So yes guys, so those are the 5 lessons which I changed how I run my Airbnb business. If you want to start and scale your Airbnb business, you can click on the link below and book a free discovery call with myself. I will help you start your Airbnb business and get your first property.